Hey everybody, I'm Brendan72Mo. This is the Vapid Contender, and I'm about to find out if it will off-road. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm considering a slight change to the Will It Off-Road series, and I want to hear what all of you think about it. One thing I'm definitely going to be adding is commentary. I'll still record each vehicle going up and coming back down Mount Chiliad, but then, once I've edited the footage, I'll record some commentary for each vehicle. I think that's going to be better than the on-screen text that I've been using. But the second change that I'm considering is the one that I want to hear from all of you on. I'm thinking about changing the descent path. So let's talk about that, and then I want you to leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts. A lot of you have told me that this series of videos has actually been rather helpful in finding good vehicles for off-roading. One of my subscribers, Dexzera, and again, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, recently left some good constructive criticism on a recent Will It Off-Road video. He wrote that this series has been useful, but he'd prefer to see a more controlled descent instead of simply throwing each vehicle off the mountain and just watching it crash. He makes a good point. But before we get to that, I thought it'd be a good idea to explain why I have taken the routes that I've been using. First, this uphill section has some challenging spots with limited traction and steep inclines and sharp turns. Not every vehicle can navigate these sharp turns while maintaining the traction to go uphill, so this route is a good choice. It's not going to change. When it comes to the descent, I chose to drive off the side of the mountain for two reasons. First, it's just really fun to see a vehicle go tumbling down the side of a mountain. I do my best to keep control over each one, but there's really only so much I can do when I'm fighting against gravity. We get to see windows smash and body parts fall off. It's some good metal-crushing fun. But the second reason I drive off the side of the mountain is to gauge how much damage each vehicle takes. If you've played GTA for any length of time, you know that not every vehicle takes damage the same. Every vehicle I test in the series is fully upgraded, including all performance upgrades and 100% armor. That armor is the reason that none of them have exploded. Yet. But we've already seen that some vehicles make it down with only minor scrapes and dents, while others shed all their body panels and see the remaining bodywork dented beyond recognition. So that downhill descent does test how well a vehicle can take damage. But let's get back to Dexzera's comment. He suggested doing a more controlled descent would give us better testing for downhill braking. And you know what? He's right. It would also show us how each vehicle handles potential rollover points. So we're going to watch as the contender reaches the rest of the way to the top, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the new possible path and what that could mean for the video, as well as some other changes that we could consider making. Of course, we're coming up now to the very end here, and I kind of deviate off to the right a little bit, but you know what? Every vehicle takes a slightly different path to the top, so it's okay. So, Will It Off-Road? Yes, of course it will. It's the Vapid Contender. It's a rugged off-road 4x4 truck. But now I want to look at the changes that I'm thinking about. Instead of driving off the side of the mountain just behind me, I think I've found a good path to test a controlled descent. I'm going to go back down from the observation path, just past where this path splits. I'll drive just past it on the right, then head down into a ravine that has some really bumpy terrain and obstacles to get around. The path here to the left is a little too steep, and anything but the best 4x4s won't make it. This path takes us all the way down the mountain, past the weed farm right here, and then we'll go back out to the highway just outside of Grapeseed here. So let's get to it. I may position the vehicles a little bit differently so I don't have to do this turnaround and backup thing, but we'll head down this way. I'm not entirely sure where I'll start the timer, whether I should start it from the top or a little bit further down. On this video, I just started it on the top, but you'll see here in a minute that I have to kind of figure out my path as I'm going down. Either way, we're going to continue down this path, and this gives us a little bit of opportunity to test some of our braking and control. This isn't too steep or too extreme yet, which is why I want to go down off the path. I think I get lost here in just a little bit because I wasn't watching the mini-map, and the path kind of vanishes in front of me. Yep, that right there. I thought it went straight, and it goes left. So we'll turn right here, and then I'm not sure exactly where we'll go off. I was considering going off at this point right here, but I think that might be a little too steep and unfair to some cars. So instead, I'll go off somewhere more here, either before those set of pine trees or just after them. And as you can see, this gives us some good downhill braking control testing to see how good the brakes actually are and whether or not it can navigate. There's also some bumpy bits and things that'll test, you know, potential for rollover. I think we actually do see a rollover here in just a minute of this particular truck. But yeah, you can lose tractions. You can roll over like that right there and other things. In my previous videos, I always try to drive as quickly as possible to get at the top of the mountain, but I do try to maintain some control. If you've tried off-roading in GTA Online, you know that going full throttle is a bad idea. You lose traction, you can't navigate turns, and you get thrown back downhill by every little bump. So yeah, I go as fast as I can, but within reason. And I'm going to do the same going back downhill, though honestly in this video I'm probably going a little bit faster than I usually would if I weren't making a video. Still, you can see that this route down does give some chances to see the car go flipping around a little bit and taking some damage, but it also gives us a way to test how well it manages to drive back down once it's gotten to the top of Mount Chiliad. I think it may be the best middle ground between full-on carnage of flying off the mountain and a more controlled test. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Would you prefer that I stick with the former descent, flinging the car off the side of the mountain, or would you prefer this controlled test? Either way, I'm Brendan72Mo, and I'll see you in the next video.